It doesn't cut it. Here you are praising their immigration policy. Well, what is their immigration policy, Joe? The Trump regime has sent 288 people to a concentration camp in El Salvador with zero due process.
Kyle Kulinski went after Joe Rogan again on his show because Joe Rogan wavers back and forth between simping for Trump and mildly not simping for Trump. We're going to take a look at these clips from Kyle Kulinski's show. I will share my thoughts on this as well. Let's get into it together.
Man, I can't even keep up with Rogan. He's like, anytime I watch any of his podcasts, I just have a fucking aneurysm at this point, right? He's so contradictory. He's so all over the place. But ultimately, he's still a Trump dick rider. And it's like his brain at some point just stopped fucking working. It really is like that. So first, here he is. And this is one of those moments where if you knew nothing about Rogan and you just tuned in, you would think, oh, this is pretty base, bro. He's standing up against the billionaires who are trying to control us, bro. Let's watch and I'll have a lot to say.
Some people want to make decisions for all of us, like Bill Gates. Like one of the wackiest ones, he's talking about like blocking the sun, putting particles in the sky to block the sun to cool the earth. Like, hey, fuckhead, there's a whole lot of people on earth. You don't get to say for all of us. You don't get to talk for all of us just because you have $100 billion. That's crazy talk. Right. That's what people are scared of. What people are scared of is that when you really do have ultimate money and ultimate power, with most people, there's this desire to control people. It's part of the gig. And some of them, when they decide they don't want to go into politics, they start like influencing things behind the scenes. They start donating. They have funds. They have a giant fund, and their fund donates to all these different organizations. And in Bill Gates' case, it prevented them from criticizing him because the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, they donate all this money to these media corporations and all these companies. Look at all the money we've given you to help global health and whatever the fuck it is. But what it really does is it buys off people from criticizing 100%. You. And then you start doing wild shit like telling everybody they should eat plant-based food and fucking buy whatever all the farmland. You start controlling people. Just like people like to pull strings on people. The George Soroses of the world
scares me so much.
Get DAs elected and then put an even more progressive DA to go in after him and see if he can fuck with things by letting people out of jail and defunding the cops. And it's like they're playing these weird Monopoly games with the whole world.
You know what? So when you hear, oh man, he's railing against the billionaires controlling everything, bro. Maybe this guy's based. Let me look up what he said about Elon Musk. Oh. I love how the boogeyman always has to be it's not that billionaires are bad. It's that in his mind, it's like more liberal leaning billionaires are bad. What Joe Rogan thinks George Soros is what Elon Musk actually is. And this is a guy he has on his show. He's had him on multiple times already. He'll have him on multiple times in the future. And this is a fucking guy, just to refresh your memory. I know all of you know this, but maybe this is somebody's first time stumbling across one of my videos and they don't know it. Here's what Elon Musk did for us by spending $270 million to buy the White House for Trump, pulling those puppet strings, Joseph, pulling those puppet strings. Elon Musk cut pediatric cancer research. By the way, strike one, you're out. There's no 2 or 3. Strike one, you're out. He cut pediatric cancer research. He cut Meals on Wheels. He cut the CFPB, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which is basically the anti-scam police. If you get scammed, that's who you call and they fix it for you. It was our best government agency. He killed it. Cut nuclear safety officials, including our top guy who we had to beg to come back. Cut FEMA, that's disaster aid. Cut the Department of Education, fired 83,000 veterans, cut 50% of the Social Security offices, fired 250,000 government workers in total, ruined their fucking lives. Now they can't pay the bills. Cut food safety inspectors, air traffic controllers, scientific research, medical research. And that's not even all of what he did. That's only some of what he did. And this is the guy who Rogan fucking loves and so, oh, he's a mega genius and he's incredible and you can't fuck with him and you can't touch him. But here he is like, bro, billionaires are controlling stuff, bro. You believe that? Fucking Bill Gates with his wanting to block out the sun, some shit that's definitely going to happen that they're going to allow. And fucking George Soros, bro. I swear to God, man, all the fucking right-wingers who bitch about George Soros, the impact George Soros has on politics is like infinitely less than Elon Musk, and they all ride Elon's nuts.
And Kyle Kulinski is exactly right about this. Was George Soros the right-hand man to any president, Joe Biden or Barack Obama or Bill Clinton? No. We had Elon Musk bragging every day on X about all these things that he was doing and wanting to do more. With George Soros, does Joe Rogan have any actual real facts to back up that George Soros is pulling all these strings other than just conspiracy theories, just thrown out, generalities thrown out by right-wingers like Joe Rogan. But we know directly what Elon Musk was doing or claiming to do because he was bragging about it on his social media platform every day.
So I don't know what the fuck happened to this guy's brain where he can't see. By the way, it's not just Elon who he has on. He has on all of the puppet masters. He was just talking about, they pull the puppet strings. He has on all of them on his show. Mark Andreessen, billionaire asshole, who was ranting against the CFPB and lying about it on Joe's show. Mark Zuckerberg, same fucking thing. Peter Thiel, who's a creepy, pasty-looking motherfucker who looks like he's a vampire who sucks baby blood before he goes on TV, was sitting there stumbling and mumbling and also spreading propaganda to Joe's audience. And Elon Musk all the fucking time. It's basically the Republican Apologist Network and the Billionaire Apologist Network is what his podcast has become. All right, but we're just getting started here. Let's see what else we got. Oh, here we go. So the other day, Joe has on Bernie Sanders, and, they're giggling and chuckling together, and Rogan pretends to agree with him on most of the points about income and wealth inequality and, a bunch of stuff. They had one debate, but most of the time, Rogan's like nodding along in agreement with Bernie. And within the same week or two, here's what he's saying about JD Vance.
Did you see the CBS interview with JD Vance?
Just one clip.
Fucking amazing.
Oh, so I should watch the whole thing?
Oh my God, it's a masterclass. He is
he's impressive.
So good.
He is really good.
Has
he been on your show?
Yeah, he's great. Thank God for that guy. He's so good at dismantling those dopey people.
Yeah.
And just breaking down, she was like, this is a country built on immigrants. He's like, yes, that doesn't mean that 240 years later we have to have the dumbest immigration policy possible.
What Joe needs to understand is it is not a thing to sit there and agree with most of Bernie Sanders says and then also suck off JD Vance. They fucking disagree on fucking everything. You have to pick a side. I know you do your little wishy-washy fucking centrist, I'm just a dude who flows in conversation, bro. But when you get to the realm of politics, that doesn't fucking cut it. It doesn't cut it. Here you are praising their immigration policy. Well, what is their immigration policy, Joe? The Trump regime has sent 288 people to a concentration camp in El Salvador with zero due process. That's what their immigration policy is. Deporting 4-year-old American citizens with cancer without giving them any medicine. Arresting a pregnant woman immediately after she gave birth. ICE arrested a pregnant woman. Waiting outside of immigration courtrooms, and even if the cases are dismissed, rounding those people up. Again, no due process. Arresting people with a mom and dad tattoo, saying that's a gang tattoo. Are you fucking kidding? They're sending thousands of people to Guantanamo Bay right now. Another concentration camp.
And Joe Rogan says, thank God for JD Vance. JD Vance, this guy who's basically just a troll, like so much of basically all of MAGA. They're just trolls. They say nothing substantive. He just attacks the media. Wouldn't you think he'd look at JD Vance when this guy tries to make jokes, and Joe Rogan would just be like, this guy's not funny. He's not funny, and he has no charisma. At least with Donald Trump, you can say, he's an asshole, but Donald Trump says funny things. JD Vance doesn't say anything that's funny. The guy's a charisma suck. So is Joe Rogan such a sellout now that he actually is saying, thank God for JD Vance? Thank God for what? For just acting like an asshole and being a troll? That's all JD Vance seems to do. Let me know what you think about all of this. Do you agree with what Kyle Kulinski has to say here about Joe Rogan? Has he just completely lost his mind? Or has he always been like this? Is he just now at this level where, he has a couple $100 million or whatever he has, so he's just at that level now that he can't relate to anybody other than super rich people? So now he's going to be inclined to agree with these guys. So do you agree with Kyle Kulinski or do you agree with Joe Rogan? Let me know in the comments what you think. Make sure to give me a like and subscribe. I'm Chris on Culture, and I'll see you in the next video.